Yo, what's up, Hivers? Happy 3-Tune Tuesday, everybody. 3-Tune Tuesday for May 6th is the date, I believe. Continuing, this will be week 2 of the 80s SoCal punk extravaganza. Last week, I talked about the Descendents, Social Distortion, Black Flag, picked a tune from each. This week, and I think we'll get 4 weeks out of this. This is going to be a 4-parter, picking 3 bands each week from the 80s punk scene from Southern California. I think we'll throw in the Dead Kennedys one week. They were from San Francisco, a little further north. Everyone else was right outside LA. Same with today. But very, very distinctly different kind of vibe than the 90s skate punk out of Southern California. Obviously, the 90s stuff was very influenced by this stuff. But I even discovered a couple bands that I had obviously heard of, but I didn't really know as well. So I think we'll get 4 weeks out of this, cover 12 bands. And I think I'll bring you a bonus tune every week from a band from the week before. One of the songs we didn't cover. But anyway, first up today, it's Agent Orange, their song Bloodstains. That's from the album Living in Darkness. And a lot of these bands only had one album. The Germs we'll probably do next week. The Adolescents, Agent Orange. Social Distortion ended up coming back and doing a bunch more albums, but not for 5 years. Mike Ness fell into heroin addiction, went to jail. They ended up getting back together, but they easily could have been, along with most of these bands, that had one album. Bands like the Circle Jerks, Black Flag, they had multiple records, the Descendents, but a lot of these bands only had one album, and they're still legendary. They're bigger now than they were, just people discovering them in the 90s, the 2000s. A lot of these bands are just bigger than ever before. But yeah, our first tune is Bloodstains from Agent Orange, the Living in Darkness record. And they're from Fullerton, California, right outside LA. Our second tune will be the Adolescents, the song Amoeba from the self-titled album Adolescents, 1981. All 3 of our picks today, all 3 albums came out within 9 months of each other. Just a magic scene, magic place to be. Very similar to, Seattle in the late 80s, early 90s. Now, that was a more mainstream, palatable kind of music, But this music was just as important. And they're also from Fullerton, California. For our third tune today, we're doing the Circle Jerks, the song Live Fast, Die Young from the album Group Sex, 1980. And they're from Hermosa Beach, California. Again, hour or less outside LA. Every band that we're doing for this 4-week session, with the exception of the Dead Kennedys who live, a few hours north in San Francisco, everything's right outside that scene. And it's just a magical thing. For bonus jam, I'm picking a song from the Descendents, who we covered last week. The song Sour Grapes from the 1986 record Enjoy. I wanted to pick a song from an album we didn't talk about last week. And I picked one of my favorite songs. And that's really about it. I look forward to bringing you 2 more weeks. Give you a little preview. We'll definitely be talking about the band The Germs, famous for Pat Smear being the guitar player, who later joined Nirvana and later joined the Foo Fighters, left the Foo Fighters in 1998, and then rejoined them in 2008, and is still a current member of the Foo Fighters in 2025. The funny thing is, when Nirvana was looking for him, they were like, "Oh, that guy's got to be dead. He's old, and he lived like a crazy punk rocker. He's got to be dead." And now here he is, 35 years later. I guess he joined Nirvana in late 92, or I guess it was 93. He was really just there for the last year. So 93, so literally 32 years ago, when they looked for him, they thought he'd be dead, and he's still here. Pretty crazy. But that's about it. The only band on this list that I hadn't really listened to a lot of was Agent Orange, our first pick. I thought they had a really cool vibe, and I'd always heard of them, just never really checked them out too much.